real quick, because when I'm talking about advanced technologies, they're already there. They're being used on our southern border. They're being used on our other borders. I'm not talking about anything that's going to affect one iota any of our citizens. We're talking about simply border security, which I worked. I've taken drugs and guns and illegal immigrants coming across the Canadian border. The northern border is just as bad as the southern border. We have people that walk across every day that swim across. Guns and drugs are brought across. I'm talking about enhancing radar, enhancing sonar, enhancing the use of drones, and enhancing the use of boats and helicopters with our federal partners who have that ability and have the bigger budget. We're simply going to partner with them. I'm a constitutional sheriff. I'm all for the Fourth Amendment. I will never infringe upon your rights. So those of you who are making that claim, it's absolutely ridiculous. And I think anybody that knows me knows that that's what we're here for. We're a constitutional sheriff. I'll never infringe upon your rights. I'm simply talking about border security on our waterways, which, like I said, I did as a task force agent with the FBI and with the DEA, and we've taken drugs and terrorists and everything else that are coming across that border. We have to secure our borders. We hear all about the southern border, and we forget about the northern border. It's just different folks that come. It's the Vietnamese, the Chinese, the European Black, the Polish, the Yugoslavians, the Albanians that come over as well. And I'm all for immigration, but legal immigration. Anybody who doesn't come here legally needs to go home, no matter where they're from. Yeah.
Mr. Kapusinski, I'm going to have you, for your first question, if you would please, you can finish what you were going to tell us about the charges, if you want to explain that.
Thank you, ma'am.
For your question one.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. Can I repeat the question? Okay. It's two of you have recently faced criminal charges. What do you say to the public about running for sheriff with these incidents on your record? And my response was, I am of the people and for the people. For those in the uniparty establishment, that becomes scary and frightening on their ability to maintain control and power, which engages the weaponization of law enforcement over we the people. I am a grassroots constitutional conservative Christian and an avid Trump agenda supporter. This has made me a target of lawfare, election interference, and voter intimidation. That is very concerning, especially as a candidate during a political campaign for a duly elected public office.
Okay, Mr. Budnick, in a recent interview with Blue Water Healthy Living, you said you believe Macomb County needs to get back to the basics of law enforcement, calling it, quote, old school sheriffing. You said law enforcement agents were getting in trouble every time they turn around for enforcing the law, even with body cameras on. Can you give a specific example of a law enforcement officer getting in trouble for enforcing the law, and tell us what you would say to the minority communities in Macomb County that may fear, quote, old school sheriffing harkens back to a time when they were unjustly targeted by law enforcement?
So that's not what I mean. I don't mean we go back to hanging people like we did in the cowboy days. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about going back to actually enforcing our laws, to pulling people over, stopping them, finding out what's going on and dealing with it. Unfortunately, I can't give a specific example because I'd be throwing somebody under the bus. And the way the sheriff department seems to be operating, if that came out, the current sheriff would go after people for telling you this. So I won't put anybody out there like that. I won't throw them under the bus. But there have been several people that I know personally who've gotten in trouble for doing a good job out there. So they make a mistake. Guess what, guys? Everybody in this room has made a mistake. We've all made mistakes. It happens. In law enforcement, we make mistakes. You have fractions of a second to make split-second decisions that somebody's going to have hours, weeks, months to look over and make decisions on. It's unfortunate, but right now our law enforcement is under attack. We're under attack by the public here that feels that, the left-leaning public, I should say, that feels that we're all bad. Well, I got news for everyone in this room. No one in law enforcement is bad. They're actually trying to do a good job. All the people I know are really out there trying to do a great job for everybody in the public. They want to keep you safe. That's their real the real ideal. And the people who do wrong, we'll take care of them within. Because if we catch somebody who's doing something that's really bad, we'll turn them in. I had an incident where I ran somebody a lien. Who turned me in? My own department did. Just to let everybody know, the City of Hamtramck Police Department called the state police and started this whole investigation, which is fine. I never ran from it. I never denied it and never lied about it. I was always open about it.